Today I want to teach you how you can use Image Generator Pro to restore an image in a professional way. A destroyed image from many years ago, bring it back to life like an image that was taken yesterday. So let's begin. So I came on Google and I searched for destroyed old portrait. Of course, if you have some other images from yourself, right, that needs to be restored, you can use them as well. So let's look at something interesting here. Let me come down here. Let's see what we have. Oh, this is good, right? This is good. Also, this was the old image, and this is whatever it is that they restored. This was the result. Now I'm gonna do something, and you will laugh at what they have did here, what they restored. So I'm just gonna copy this image and come here inside Photoshop and paste it. Now here I'm gonna teach you some tricks beside how you can use Image Generator Pro version. Beside that, I'm gonna give you some tricks. So this is the original image. I'm just gonna get this part of the first image that is destroyed. Okay, I'm just gonna copy it by pressing Command C or Control C, and I'm just gonna create a new image, a new file. And when you copy some image, it will get the size of your image. So if I just create this and press Command V or Control V, it will paste it here, and the size is an exact match. So the first thing that you have to do when you want to restore an image, first of all, increase the size to something reasonable. I'm gonna put the height on something like 1200 pixels, okay? And the color is not good. Of course, we can use AI models to improve the color, but we can do some things ourselves, which it doesn't take much time or effort, and then AI will do a better job over that. So I'm gonna come here inside image, and I'm gonna click on auto tune. Okay, it's better. And also I'm gonna come to adjustment, hue and saturation, and bring the saturation to 0. So it was like brown color, light brown, and now it is just complete black and white. Now this way, when you do these just 3 things, increasing the size of the image, auto tune, and make it black and white, this way what AI models are going to do will be much better. In case if you don't have this plugin, the link is down in the description. You can just go there and purchase the plugin, and then it has its own tutorial video. You can just watch it and install the plugin. It's very straightforward and simple. Install it on your Photoshop and then begin using it. So let's continue. So I'm just gonna make my selection, and here if you pay attention in the Image Generator Pro version, we have 2 rows which more or less they do the same thing. Here we have cracks, restore, colorize, and retouch. Here we have cracks, restore, and colorize. The reason that we have 2, because the result that these will give you are a little bit different. Now, because the person is adult, the first version works much better because it somehow make the changes in a way that it fits adults or older people much better. So I'm just gonna select cracks to remove the cracks on it, restore the image, colorize it, and retouch it. Okay. Now one thing, if you just want to select it from something from the second row, it will deselect everything in the first row because these are different models and they cannot work at the same time. For example, I can come here and do cracks and restore, and then when it is done, come here, do the colorize. But let's do this right now. I'm just going to click on generate. It will take a couple of seconds. Usually for this task, it will take like 5 to 6 seconds. Right, the result is ready. And if you pay attention, the result is really good, right? It's not very high resolution, but it's good, right? If we didn't increase the image size, it would be much smaller. Of course, our layer here, the new layer that was made, it is a smart object, meaning if you decrease the size and increase the size back to what it was, it won't change the resolution. It won't lose its quality. So in case if you didn't increase the size of your image at the beginning, if you do it now, it would be also fine. Okay. So now I also want to show you the result if we use the second row. So I'm just going to select everything here and cracks, restore, colorize. Now, this model is, I recommend it mostly when you have baby faces on your image, okay? Because as I said, it makes the image or the person, the face a little bit older, right? And if you pay attention here, you see the skin is very soft, and it also made some changes. For example, just look at the clothes, right? It changed the clothes, it changed the background, right? It still looks nice. It also changed the hairstyle a little bit. Here, it's not very visible, but you see the person's hair is just coming on the shoulder on both sides. It's not very visible. This is because this image is not very clear. Because of that, this AI model tried to guess how the hairstyle is, but the result is still really good. Okay, now we can use both of them, but if you pay attention to the first one, the result we got the first row, if you just look at the cloth, if you just look at the cloth, it's exactly the same thing. If you just look at the hair, it is exactly the same thing, and it's really good. Now let's talk about upscale. So here we have two upscale. One of them is upscale, which use a model called Clarity, and the other one is top upscale, which is a short form of Topaz. Now both of them are really good, and when you use them, you will understand where you can use each one of them and get a better result. For example, this one, the first upscale, is really good, especially if you want the model to improve a part on its own, meaning it will make the result of this image much nicer. It may change some small details. So let me show you. If I select the whole image and I have selected the first upscale, and here, if you pay attention, the creativity is 0.2, right? You can set it from 0 till 1. If I put it from 0.3 to and higher, it will make some changes to make the image, whatever it is, more beautiful, right? It use beautiful eyes, beautiful lips, beautiful teeth, right? Whatever, not just portrait, whatever you have in your image. If you have a bird in your image, it may change the wings a little bit, and the result, it will look much nicer, right? But it will be creative in that and make some changes on its own. But right now on 0.2, more or less, it will keep what you're giving to it. So I'm just going to click on generate. And one thing you should notice that these models cannot work at the same time. So if you want to use both of them, you have to, for example, use this one, then use this one. And notice that because it's upscaling, it will also increase the size of your image. Now, the first one usually takes a little bit longer, and also it is much cheaper. I think it is like 1 cent or 1.5 cents, right? But the Topaz upscale, it's more expensive. It's like 5 cents, right? But still, I think both of them are really good. I have tested both of them. And here's the result. If you pay attention, well, look at the details. If we come here, and if I just turn off this new layer, you see the quality, and just look at the differences. It's really good. Now, you see, for example, look, just pay attention here, right? Pay attention here. This is what upscale layer made for us. And this is what it was. You see, before it was just a soft light, right? But this model decided to make it a little bit sharper, right? So these are those small details that I mentioned. And sometimes when you use this upscale, this one, when you use it, sometimes it will make some small details that you should later fix it. For example, look at the skin. It has a lot of red dots on it, but before it wasn't. You see, it just added this. Sometimes this happened. This is because of the way they developed this model and trained it. And you can just fix it by using different methods on Photoshop. You can just, for example, select them, and right now, because we are on the smart object, it will ask us to change it to normal layer, and then we can just make some changes, right? You can just fix these issues yourself later. But right now, I want to also use the Topaz Upscale so you can compare them together. Okay, so let's zoom out. Let's come here. Now, if I just look at the size of the image by pressing Command Alt and I or Control Alt and I, you see the image is already big, right? I'm just gonna go back to 1200, okay? Because when we upscale it using the second model, this one, it will also increase the size. And if your original image is too big, you will get an error here. It won't upscale it a lot. Now I'm gonna just put it on 6x, right? And let's just put it on default, restore it to default, and everything is good, right? Here we have different models for this one. For example, we have a standard, we have low resolution, which is used for low resolution images, and some other CGI, for example, and so on. Let's okay, let's just click on generate, and I forgot to turn this off. Anyway, let's wait for it to complete, then I will again turn it off and retry. All right, the result is ready. I also, by mistake, I clicked on the crack, and that's why we have another layer here. And this is the result. And if I just show you the size, it is 7,200 pixels. And if you look at the result, it upscaled it from the previous upscale, right? So it got it from this layer. But if you just look at it, it's really, really good, right? I never tested this before to upscale from the result of another upscale, but as far as I'm looking at it, the result is really good. It's better than I expected. Just look at the hair here. Now, some part of it, you see, it's sharper. Some part of it, it's a little bit blurry, but still getting this from that original image is amazing. Let me just turn off these layers, and let's compare it with the original one. We got this result from this. Wow. It's really good. It's really good. You can just make old images alive, like it was just taken yesterday, right? Let's pause for a second. I was working on the thumbnail of this video, and I thought that improving or restoring an image from what it was in the first place, which is this, to this is fantastic, right? It's great. But we can still use this plugin to improve this image, make something amazing too. So what I did, I came to the core version and I made a selection of the whole image, and I used this prompt. Do not change the position or posture. I say this because sometimes these AI model move the character, or they just do something crazy with it. I try to force them to keep what we have and just make the changes that I want. So do not change position or posture, just restyle her hair and close to modern style and keep everything else exactly the same. I selected CDream 4 and the setting is on default 4K and match input. Then I clicked on generate, and this is the result I got. So you see the hairstyle is changed. It looks modern, and the clothes as well, but the rest of it is still the same. If I just turn it on and off, you can compare it with before. When you use Seedream, it just make a small movements or changes in some areas. It's not 100% the same, but there's nothing else we can do with it. I hope in the next version of Seedream they fix this or improve it. I think they will do it. So this is the result that we got, and I still wanted more. I wanted it to look more professional, like a photo that was taken in a studio. So I use this prompt. I made my selection, right? And I use this prompt. Do not change position or posture. Just add blue light effect on the right side of the portrait, meaning here. Add soft yellow backlight behind the character. Then show only the lighting result, not the light source. If you don't add this part, Seedream will show the light as well. For example, it wants to show blue light here. It will put the light here as well, which we don't want that. We just want the result. The rest of the thing is the same as before. Seedream 4 is selected and the setting is the same. Then I clicked on generate, and this was the result that I got. It looks really good. If I compare it with previous version, it's more or less the same thing regarding the face, but here we have a great blue light on the right side and the backlight here. It looks perfect. Then what I did, I went to Pro version. I selected top upscale, and the setting is on default. I only changed the upscale factor to 4x, and I clicked on generate, and this is the result that we got. Now, the Seedream result was good, but we could see the low quality, these lines on the face, which I really hate. We could see it on the face, but I upscale it, so the image looks much better now, right? But still, when we compare it to what we had before, let me go back to what we have here. If we look at the skin, it looks very realistic, right? The skin texture is really good. The teeth is really good, right? And this is the result we got from Seedream, which the teeth doesn't look really nice. The skin, it's more or less okay, but the previous version was much better, right? And when we upscaled it, still it doesn't look so good. It's like plastic style. If we zoom in, we can see the face texture. You see, we have the face texture, but before it looked much more alive. So what I did, I duplicate this layer, brought it here, and I added a mask layer, and I only showed the part that I wanted to see, meaning this part, right? So here's the result. We have the previous lighting on the face. The texture is really good. The teeth, lips are looking great. Just compare it with the previous layer. And we also have the lighting effects and changes on the hairstyle and the clothes. And this is the thumbnail that I was working on. I got till here and I said, we can improve it, yeah? So we came till here. Still, we can improve it. We can create way more professional image, but I think for this tutorial, it's enough. In case if you don't have access to the plugin, the link to the plugin is in the description. And this was how you can use Etty Image Generator Pro to improve an image, to restore an image, increase the quality. And right now we just did it on a portrait. You can do it on anything. You can increase the quality of an image from a product, from an object, from a scene, from a landscape. It doesn't matter. These settings, these models work on different kind of images. So if you are interested in this topic, don't forget to like and leave a comment. This way I will understand that you like this topic, you like this kind of videos, and I will create more of them for you, okay? So don't forget to do that. And if you are not subscribed, or if you didn't turn on the bell, don't forget to do that. Subscribe, turn on the bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. And I hope to see you soon on another video.